Hi, how's everybody doing? It's the end of the weekend, but it's fall, although I will be honest, it got a little warmer today than it has for like a week, but it's supposed to be dropping back down again in the next day or so thank goodness. Today we are starting off our German week because it's about to be October, so let's get some Oktoberfest recipes-ish. I don't know that this one's like official. It's the breakfast recipe. It's Apfelpfannkuchen. So it's a German apple pancake. But it sounds really good, and it's something that's going to be like big in a huge, actual just like casserole dish. So you can just kind of serve it off throughout the week. So I think that sounds delicious. So let's get started. It's time for another episode of Cooking with Kaitlin. That's me. Enjoy! First things first, we've got our oven preheating to 425. And it does. We've got this, our dish, with a stick of butter. And we're just going to stick in there for a few minutes and let it melt. And once it does, we're going to take our apples, which we've peeled, and now we're going to slice finely. I'm going to get a small knife actually to get that out. And then we're going to put that in there and brown them a little. I know I don't have any super fancy pouring things that people have for apples, because I either occasionally bake them like I'm doing now, or Sean just eats them as they are, so I don't have the hugest need for all that. Trying to make sure all these little seeds out. Alright, I think we're good there. This one got everything, just a little bit of that seed. Making sure we're good on all of them. It goes flying away from me. So yeah, we're just getting all the peel off. I know some recipes, it sounds like this is not one you would want to do that with from everything. So we're cutting it all out and getting these seeds out. Been a while, and I think the last time I did anything like this with apples was actually for an Oktoberfest party some moons ago. I borrowed a friend's apple core. So yes. It's done. Yeah, I think you have a core. Probably your better bet than what I'm doing. But it's fine. We'll live. All these apple seeds now. All of that, just move it off so then we can scrape into that pan. We're good, we're not risking all these seeds being a part of it. We'll go toss these in the yard, and maybe one day an apple tree will spring up. Who knows? Alright, now we're going to slice them. Actually, I'm going to put the butter in there because it's preheated now. And let that butter melt. Just get them nice and finely sliced. Going as thin as we can. Not like an apple pie where you're going to want some little thicker chunks. I want them to be a lot thinner according to this. The recipe I was reading from an old German grandma. And grandmas have the best recipes, so we follow them. Alright, finish up and we'll check back. Alright, so these are all nice and chopped. The butter's not quite all melted, so we're going to set these to the side for a few minutes while we get started with our other ingredients. Getting that all done. We're going to use our pancake mixer. We've had this before with other kind of pancake and waffle and such. But this was like, they were very insistent that it be as smooth a batter as possible. So we're going to use our hand mixer to do that, to achieve that result. Alright, pretty much just dump everything in there, except for one thing. Alright, we've got a cup and a half of buttermilk. Sorry, gotta get my scraper. And they recommended milk over regular milk, but that you can use regular milk or milk substitute. But the buttermilk just is a really good pairing flavor with this, and since Shawnee likes the leftover buttermilk, we're gonna go with it. Got a cup of flour. Got 3 tablespoons already pre-measured of I think it was gone. 6 eggs. We're doing half a teaspoon of salt. We're doing a teaspoon of almond extract. Almond and apples is a good pairing, I believe. And then half a teaspoon of cinnamon. Alright. Let me check the butter just real quick. Alright, so that's looking pretty well melted, so let's get the apples in there for 5 minutes. I know, guys, I'm sorry. But it's trying to make sure you're not supposed to have like browned butter. What we're risking if we don't get the apples in there soon. Alright. Nicely melted. Now we're going to get our apples all in there. Get them all coated in that butter. And then evenly distributed on the pan. Alright, so you just want it all kind of evenly, maybe kind of equal all throughout your breakfast of the week. You're going to put that in there just for 5 minutes. We're going to set our timer to make sure. Back to our batter. Thank you for your patience. We're going to blend it on up. I'm going to scrape down the sides just to make sure. Okay, one more time through. Alright, so I'm going to pause you guys because there's still about 3.5 minutes until it's time to put this in the dish in the oven. Alright, so it's time to take our dish out of the oven. Keep it from smushing anything. We had our apples pretty well distributed. Slide it over this way. Alright, you guys can see. Good, but they're not browned, which is the goal. Now we're going to pour this over on top. Trying really hard just to keep everything under there. For our Apfelpfannkuchen, for our apple pancake. Down there. Alright. Last thing to do is we have 2 lightly packed tablespoons of brown sugar. Just kind of do it on the top like this. Now we're going to put it in the oven for about 20 minutes and check to see if it's not. We'll add a few more minutes. Alright, we'll check back in a little bit. It is done. Look at that. Smells so good. Guten Appetit.